Newly purchased orchids, initially vibrant, then withering away. What's the cause and how to fix it? Today, I want to share with you a very familiar case. Orchids bought from stores are grown in commercial potting mix and fertilizers. When first purchased, the flowers are beautiful and abundant. But after the blooms, if you don't understand and care for them properly, the plant will gradually wither, weaken, its roots won't develop, and eventually will stop flowering. Therefore, the first thing I did was remove the plant from its old pot, replace the potting mix, and replant it from scratch. I carefully inspected each pot, cutting away the old plastic pot. Leaving it as it is would retain too much moisture, easily leading to fungal diseases and other pathogens. These patches of mossy green potting mix are a sign of long-term commercial cultivation. They often use chemical fertilizers, not natural ones, making the orchids very susceptible to pests and diseases, eventually leading to their decline. These pots retain too much water, causing root rot and necrosis, so they needed to be removed. I also removed any damaged or rotten roots. Next, I removed some of the old growing medium, not throwing it all away, but only discarding the parts that had turned green and were too damp. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. I left some of the good growing medium and improved root aeration, allowing for natural drainage and reducing fungal diseases. I completely removed any dark, sticky moss, as it retained excessive moisture and was detrimental to the plant. After removing some of the growing medium and cleaning the roots, the orchid was lighter, more airy, and ready for the next step of replanting and proper care. Next, I took out my scissors and began trimming the entire root system. I cut off all the damaged, rotten, and soft roots, leaving nothing behind. Leaving them for too long would cause mold to grow, spreading and further weakening the plant. The rotten root tips were beyond saving and had to be cut off. Besides English, we now have voiceovers in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian. To help you understand the content more easily, listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on the settings gear icon to select the appropriate audio language. At the same time, I also removed any dried flower stalks, as keeping them would only deplete the plant's nutrients. Looking more closely, I removed the old shriveled leaves at the bottom that were beyond recovery, allowing the plant to focus its energy on the healthy parts. At this point, the trimming was complete. Next, I will clean and treat the plant, preparing it for the next recovery step. Next, I took the plant out and cleaned it again with clean water. I sprayed gently but evenly, letting the water wash away anything still clinging to the plant. This method is very natural, chemical-free, and makes the plant feel comfortable and safe. I sprayed each leaf thoroughly, letting all the dirt fall off, leaving the leaves clean and the plant looking fresher. Then, I continued to spray deep inside, rinsing away any remaining potting mix. Any dirt or mold hidden inside was quickly washed away with the water. Just one simple step, but the plant is now much cleaner, more airy, and healthier. At this point, I took the plant out and began the next step to help it recover better. Next, I prepared a lemon. Lemons contain essential oils, vitamin C, and many natural minerals, which are excellent for cleaning mold, deterring insects, and helping orchids recover faster. I only sliced half the lemon. Next, I took out a container and prepared a sieve to filter out the lemon seeds. Then, I squeezed half a lemon into the container, letting the juice flow through the sieve, keeping the seeds and pulp. This makes the juice clear and clean, and safer for orchids. Next, I add 1 liter of clean filtered water and stir well to completely dissolve the lemon juice. Adding water dilutes the lemon juice for safer use when caring for the plants. Adding water dilutes the lemon juice for safer use when caring for the plants. Then I took out the orchid and began to carefully tend to it. I gently wiped each orchid leaf, from top to bottom, slowly to remove all the dust and mold that had accumulated over time. As I wiped, I observed the leaves gradually becoming cleaner and brighter, giving the plant a renewed sense of vitality. When finished, I could clearly see that the dirt on the orchid had been cleaned, and it looked much neater and healthier. At this point, I set the plant aside, ready for the next step. Next, I took a carton of milk and added it to the prepared lemon juice. Milk contains sugar, protein, potassium, calcium, and many other natural minerals, which, when combined, create a very good source of nutrients for orchids. The purpose is to gently supplement nutrients, helping the orchid recover from within, resulting in stronger roots, greener leaves, and more strength for long-term growth. Next, I poured the milk in first, then added the lemon juice. For this step, 3 teaspoons of milk is enough. You don't need more. Once everything was evenly dissolved, I had a light nutrient solution, ready to water and care for my orchids. Next, I took a container and placed the orchid inside. I immersed the entire root system and base of the orchid in the container. Then, I scooped up the prepared nutrient solution, a mixture of lemon juice and milk, and evenly watered the base, allowing the nutrients to gradually penetrate the roots. This mixture is rich in vitamin C, potassium, and phosphorus, helping the orchid recover very quickly with noticeably healthier roots. I soaked the orchid roots in this solution for about 25 minutes, Just enough time for the roots and substrate to fully absorb the nutrients, not too long, but not too short either. Next, I didn't throw away the leftover nutrient solution. I used it to care for the orchids in my garden. I took a soft cotton ball, gently dampened it with a nutrient solution, and then used it to wipe the leaves of each orchid. I wiped the top surface to remove dust and dirt, and cleaned the underside more thoroughly, as that's where mold and insects tend to hide. On the Blissful Garden channel, you can also find many ways to make homemade organic fertilizers from familiar kitchen ingredients. These are not only cost-effective but also help plants grow sustainably. After wiping, I noticed the orchid leaves gradually turned green again, looking shiny and fresh. With clean leaves, the stomata open, allowing the plant to absorb nutrients better, which is very pleasing to the eye. Next, I took a spray bottle and lightly sprayed the orchid. When the leaves are clean, the plant photosynthesizes better, and it's clear the plant is recovering and gradually growing. I sprayed both the top and bottom surfaces of the leaves. The top surface washes away any remaining dust. The bottom surface helps clean away mold, and the stomata open up, allowing the plant to metabolize and absorb nutrients better. When the nutrients are absorbed evenly, the orchid roots will develop strongly, thus nourishing the plant and supporting future shoots and flower stalks. With this nutrient solution, I only use it about twice a month, which is enough to ensure the plant develops many roots, thick green leaves, and a vigorous growth. Next, I took out my spray bottle and evenly misted the orchids in the garden. Since using the right nutrients, I've noticed one thing clearly. The flowers bloom much more beautifully, with thicker petals, richer colors, and longer-lasting freshness. They're captivating to look at. Not only the flowers, but the root system is also thriving. If you look closely, you'll see long, thick, dense roots clinging to the pot. The flower stalks are producing many flowers evenly, blooming brilliantly with vibrant colors. As long as you care for them consistently and correctly, the orchids will speak for themselves. Beautiful flowers, healthy roots, and a thriving plant. Next, I started watering the orchid directly at the base. I poured the water slowly, evenly watering the roots and growing medium, allowing the nutrients to penetrate deep into the root system. This root fertilization method helps the plant absorb and transport nutrients from the roots to the leaves, and you can clearly see the plant regaining its vitality. During this period, I placed the plant in a shady, well-ventilated spot in the garden to allow it to gradually adapt. After about 20 minutes, I returned and gently wiped the leaves, especially the leaf axils where water and nutrients remained. This is very important because if water is left standing for too long, bacteria and mold can easily develop. After wiping, the orchid leaves were bright, clean, and shiny, making the plant look much neater and healthier. Finally, I returned the plant to its original location in the garden, where there was gentle light and good ventilation so that it could continue to grow and develop naturally and sustainably. After 25 minutes, I gently lifted the orchid out of the lemon and milk solution. By this time, the nutrients had deeply penetrated the stem, nourishing each cell. Looking closely, you could see the roots beginning to open up and turn green. a clear sign that the plant was recovering and absorbing nutrients very well. New root tips also began to sprout, reaching out for nutrients, a truly pleasing sight. Once the plant reached this state, I let it drain to prepare it for Next, I replanted the orchid in a well-draining pot to keep the roots dry and allow them to breathe. The growing medium I used was shredded pine bark, which I cleaned thoroughly before planting, so you can rest assured. I first placed a layer of pine bark at the bottom of the pot to create aeration and allow water to drain quickly. Then, I placed the orchid in the center of the pot, keeping the roots neatly positioned without bending or compressing them. Once the plant was in the correct position, I gently tapped the sides of the pot, allowing the pine bark to slide down and hug the roots, helping the plant stand firmly while still allowing for good aeration. At this point, the orchid was planted, looking neat and healthy. Next, I'll cover the rim of the pot with a layer of moss to retain moisture. This moss helped maintain just the right amount of humidity, creating a cool and stable environment for the orchid's roots to develop more vigorously, quickly, and healthily. I covered it just right, not too thick, so the roots can still breathe. And with that, I finished planting a complete orchid pot, neat, clean, and ready for the recovery phase. After planting the orchid in the pot, the next thing I do is water lightly to keep the roots moist. During this stage, I only use clean filtered water, nothing added. Every 3 days, I water and lightly mist the plant to maintain sufficient moisture, preventing the roots from drying out or becoming waterlogged. I only fertilize once every 14 days, utilizing readily available natural fertilizers from the garden and kitchen, which are both safe and beneficial for the plant. After caring for the plant, I place it in the garden, in a well-ventilated area with plenty of diffused light so the orchid can photosynthesize well and recover quickly. After exactly 1 month of care, the plant recovered incredibly well. Its leaves turned green again, glossy, thick, and sturdy. Some leaves were so large that my hand couldn't even cover them completely. It was clear the plant was truly healthy. The leaves were no longer pale green, but a deep green, thick, and held their shape well, feeling firm to the touch. The roots were also thriving. New roots sprouted vigorously, growing deep in the pot while also extending outwards, plump and white green, clearly showing they were very active. Even more remarkable was the plant producing new shoots. Here, a seedling has clearly emerged with roots and leaves, and now it's producing another branch. A plant producing so many shoots shows just how vigorous it is. Not only that, the plant also produced flower stalks. The stalks are plump, healthy, and developing very well. Beautiful leaves, strong roots, new shoots, and flowers. This is truly a well-deserved reward for my patient care. I believe that when you care for orchids with natural nutrients, combined with patience and love for the plants, they will not let you down. Lemons help fight bacteria and are rich in vitamin C. Sufficient nutrients will result in green leaves, strong roots, vigorous shoots, and abundant flowers. As long as you truly put your heart and soul into your little garden, the orchids will reward you with a lush green garden, abundant roots, and flowers blooming year-round. I hope this video helps you better care for your orchids at home. If you find it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more simple and natural orchid care tips. In the next video, I'll reveal a new method to revive care for orchids, helping them sprout roots and bloom incredibly fast.